Hi, my name is Bronwyn Jane and I'm a psychic medium. I provide readings and teachings both remotely and in person. So I often get asked a question that is very common, and I guess a lot of people would like to know, is how do I connect? And there's lots of ways to do that, but one of my first replies is that the first soul that we need to really connect with is our own. We really need to understand how we're feeling ourselves and how we're traveling. So I ask you this: when did you last check in with yourself? Hand on heart, and really feel how you're feeling about certain things, certain situations. We often get influenced by others. So maybe it could be work colleagues or family. We have our opinions influenced by others, or even decisions that we make. We can even be influenced by society or community, and we get caught up in what everyone else is feeling without actually taking the time to tap into how we're feeling about something. So, once again, I ask you, when did you last take a few quiet moments to just see how you're feeling about a particular situation that you're experiencing without considering other people's opinions, their views, or even how they feel about something or their expectations on you? So, what I like to do often in a morning is to take a few moments to just see how I'm feeling, to feel my energy. What is it? What am I holding that is mine? And what am I holding that is someone else's? And if it's someone else's, why am I holding it? These are questions that I often ask to just be able to discern what is my energy and what is someone else's. It requires having a quiet mind. So sometimes that can be challenging. I know we've got kids and family and responsibilities. But if we can unlock 5 minutes every day just for ourselves to sit quietly and to feel how we're feeling, to actually acknowledge how we're feeling about a situation, it can really help us to track how our own soul is traveling. Are we connected with our spirit? We are too often disconnected from our own spirit and caught up in others. We see it all the time where we're influenced. There's that crowd mentality and that crowd influence. Our boundaries may get questioned. We may be challenged in regards to our beliefs. And this is why when we know ourselves and we truly do know what our boundaries are, what our beliefs are, and when they're challenged. Hi, Jeanette. So I just invite you to take that time to really feel what is yours and to know when your boundaries are being challenged. And how do you feel about it? To take back your own power by knowing your boundaries and when they are crossed. To start valuing you and not putting everyone else above you. You're just as important as anyone else, more so. You need to look after yourself and value yourself. And quite often, as those that are caring, we put ourselves quite low on the list of importance. And that's a disservice to our own energy and our quite often soul's path. So I invite you to connect with how you're feeling every morning. Take a moment to really check in. When something confronts you or triggers you, pause. Don't react. Take a moment. Check in with how you're traveling on something. Why is that triggering you? What is being challenged? Maybe it is a soul belief, maybe core values that are being challenged and that you are getting uncomfortable by that. So when we know our beliefs and we know our core values and we feel that uncomfortableness that occurs, that is our sign that our soul actually is reminding us that this doesn't sit right with us. And we sometimes do have to summon a lot of internal strength to stand strong to what is important for us. It's worth it, because when we compromise our boundaries and our beliefs, our values, we are actually compromising ourselves. And it's very hard to connect with ourselves when we are constantly compromising it. We need to connect to ourselves and our own soul before we can connect to any other souls. It is soul-soul connection with any energy work that we're doing. And the first soul we must truly understand and know is our own. So we can do this a few ways. We can have quiet moments if we can unlock them amongst all our responsibilities. We can also create moments of meditation and journaling. If these things sound like that's something that you might be interested in, you can jump across to my website and there's some free education there and some self-study programs that you might want to work through that align to these type of activities. It's bronwynjanemedium.com. Go to the education tab and you'll see a section called Soul Lightworker. That's where you'll find the free education. They're daily tasks that will just help you develop these practices of meditation or journaling so you can start connecting with yourself and your own energy. Sometimes we just need that little nudge or that little prompt to get the practice started. And they're there if you want it, if you feel drawn. But if that's not for you, that's fine. I just invite you to really start tapping into what is important for you, what are your values, and holding true to them. Because I think too often we can compromise them to fit in, we can compromise them to be part of a group, a community, or even a workplace, to avoid confrontation, to even just go with the flow, and we don't want to stand in our own energy, what that is. We need to really start stepping into our own power and knowing ourselves truly. Once we do that, it's amazing how liberating it can be, even though I know 100% how scary it can be at the start. So take those times to do that. Be brave to be a little bit different. Be brave to say no. To say no when your boundary is being questioned, stretched, stepped over, whatever you want to say. By saying no, you're actually saying yes to yourself. And I think that's really important, that we say yes to ourselves more and be brave enough to say no when it doesn't feel right. So on that note, I just want to wish you all a wonderful day and thank you for taking a few moments to connect with me, to spend some time with me and to feel my energy and what I'm about. And as I said, if you're interested in working through some of the self-study free modules, they're on the website. No pressure, but they're there if you want them. Have a wonderful day, and until I connect with you again, I wish you well.